It's a Saturday. It's sunny out. It's almost summer. Very late spring. My parents are sitting in the kitchen, and I'm in the family room. The TV is on. I don't want to go outside. There's a movie on the TV, and I'm watching it with anxiety. I'm probably 5 years old. My father and my mother are talking at the kitchen table, and they notice me. I'm standing in front of the TV, and I'm fascinated by the imagery in front of me. There's children climbing the debris into this castle, and it's getting more and more tense. I look over, my father's watching, and he has a smile on his face, but I know that something's wrong. I know that something bad's about to happen. I can feel the tension. My anxiety is going through the roof. My heart's racing, and I don't know what it is. They don't. The movie doesn't show, and my heart's racing. My fingers are tingling. I'm getting lightheaded and dizzy, and I'm crying and I'm terrified. I've seen something from hell. For years I didn't realize why I was so terrified of the peanut butter solution. I used to have nightmares all the time. As a kid, up through elementary school, I would constantly wake my mother and father up and wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. We couldn't really figure out the source of what it was that frightened me so much.
At first, my mom believed that because the boy lost his hair that I was fearful of bald children, which is interesting because there once was a time that I went to the Boston Science Museum and I saw a child who must have been going through chemo and was bald, and it didn't affect me at all. There was a more underlying fear. And for years and years and years, every time I'd go to the video store with my parents and I would come across it at the VHS tape, I would hold it and examine the cover and just get this feeling in the pit of my stomach, like something was really off.
Recently have found out that I was not the only child who felt this way about the peanut butter solution.
There's these moments in the movie that are as nightmarish and harrowing as anything that I had ever seen at the time. And I blame the peanut butter solution for my PTSD.
And it featured a song by a young up-and-coming singer-songwriter named Celine Dion. The song was called Listen to the Magic Man.
Before the movie would play on TV, they would play a music video to this song. And the music video had just as much of an eerie quality.
And the song almost had this hypnotic tone. And it had words that weren't real words used in the chorus. And it had this quality and this chord progression that seems like it came straight from hell. there's a character in the movie who plays an art teacher, and he frightens the children for using their imagination. And I recall there being a scene that was almost as if the kids were being put to hard labor in a sweatshop.
Throughout the film, the main character wears a striped sports shirt with a collar. And I believe the colors were red and yellow and brown, perhaps. I could be wrong. I refuse to go back and look. And it affected me so much that when I would see a kid at school wearing a shirt with those colors, or even a shirt that came close to resembling the shirt from the peanut butter solution, I would immediately have a panic attack.
There's this ominous force that I believe comes from the movie and attacks your soul.
We found a copy of it and decided to put it on and try to watch it and figure out what it was that terrified us so much. And I was only able to get to the opening credit sequence before I came down with this extremely painful migraine headache and just nausea, and so I had to run into the bathroom and I vomited for about 15 minutes. At first, I believed that it was possibly my imagination and my oversensitivity. But when I found out that I was not the only one, in fact, I was one in hundreds of people who felt completely traumatized by the peanut butter solution, I knew that there was something more there.